Off we go. An Anzac Day rematch. Dragons and the Roosters. And here it comes Lenu. Into the teeth of the defence, but gets it to the 20-metre line. Watson out to Walker. And White punching it up beyond the 10-metre line. 12 straight games over 100 metres for Navahu White. Over 200 last game. Watson now waiting. Radley in the headgear. Walker on. Tedesco to Billy Smith. The flick past the Tupou. That is slick. That is the Roosters at their best. And that is an ominous start. Back to the open side for DeBella. On to Flanagan, the touch. Sewer, he sends. Sloan heading for the corner. Yes, Tyrell Sloan is in. That is a superb hit back from St George Illawarra. Wants a piece of it on the right, but it's coming the other way. Savala linking up with Walker. Now to Tedesco. Out it goes to Smith. Will they do it again? You bet they will. Too easy. Daniel Tupou an early double. Smith doing the honours. Sewer. All loose, look out. Oh, what a pickup. Leilua, then the arrogant pass if you don't mind. Holmes in the clear. Fino on the left. Early ball. Dragons again. Oh, this is extraordinary. Dragons. Inside the 20. Out it comes now for DeBella. Ball playing to King Tonga. Out now to Gutherson. There it is to Fino. And he gets it down. Another Dragons try. Let's have a look.
Boom, under the knee there. That's very dangerous.
He knew straight away too, Sam Walker.
It's low, it's avoidable, it has force, high risk of injury in the bin.
Sam Walker. Final play. The pinpoint boot of Savala, but under pressure from Laurie. Toya up above them. Magnificent. Robert Toya. His week just gets better and better. Chip kick from Sloan. The chase is coming. Lindsay Collins is back there to close it down.
Good old Lindsay Collins, the middle forward, always there in cover. Something's happened here.
What's happened here? Oh, Sloan and Collins. Collins looks perplexed. Like, why are you going after me? Roosters looking for their fourth try. No, they're not. The little field goal from Sam Walker, and he's got it. King Tongia across the face. Here comes Sloan. Oh, wonderful catch, Billy Smith. 1-on-2, and he comes down with it. And now he looks for the quick tap. Gets it. Tedesco onto Tupou. The last line has made the crucial tackle. Now veering to the left, that's where Walker is as well. Walker gives it to Billy Smith and it just opens up. Billy Smith is in. Tedesco is everywhere. Now comes to Walker, onto Tedesco. There's a fabulous pass. Nwanganita-Waze, he'll fancy himself. Oh, and around the back pass onto Toya. The money ball goes astray. That would have been one of the, if not the, try of the season. So with that set restart, this is only tackle 3. Flanagan, Sewer steaming onto it, and in game 150, Jaden Sewer scores a deserved try. Holds its line, 1-point game again. Outside, inside, oh, Radley, crunching tackle, and the ball's come free.
Great hit.
Jacob Little with a bone rattler. Last play. Tedesco wants it, gets it on Radley. Game over. Victor Radley looks for the camera, celebrates in style. A crazy first 20 minutes, but it's the Roosters, professional at the finish, and they climb back into the 8. Roosters 31, Dragons 24.
Well, no, that's probably like a lot of games this year. Played plenty of good football and probably did enough to win, but just couldn't quite finish it off.
Yeah, frustrating. Effort, attitude is all there. Just sometimes a little bit of execution lets us down. Probably the bit that cost us today was our start to the first half. You know, we gifted them 2 tries, so in the end, that's the game. After that, we got in a bit of an arm wrestle and played some good football, but you can't give any team, let alone the Roosters, 12 points at the start of the game.
Frustrating to lose that sin-bin period 6-0. Not for the first time this season when the sin-bin period has been a trouble for you?
I I don't think he's been in trouble. There was a game, I think Jaden Sewell got sin bin and we scored more points while he was off. So it's it just goes that way sometimes. You just have to deal with it, and you need to get field position and all that sort of stuff. So the Roosters handle it better than we did at this stage, but it hasn't been really a problem for us, to be honest.
Strange game of footy, and it got into an arm wrestle, but it took a while to get there. It was a game of touch for probably the first half hour.
Yeah, exactly. And we shouldn't have. That's what cost us. We didn't want to go into that. We wanted to have an arm wrestle, and as I said, the start to our game just wasn't good enough. Ended up costing us.
So plenty of heart 2 weeks in a row against two teams that are faring pretty well, but is it starting to get a bit more urgent to get results as we're getting into this back end of the season?
Whether it's the start or the back end, they're all important to get wins. This side's we're in a little bit of a transition. We spoke about that. There's a lot of new boys out there and young boys out there, and they're only going to get better. But we still want to win football games. That's what we're here. We're an NRL club, and we're the Dragons. We want to win. So whether it's the start or the end, we've just got to try and compete like we do tonight, and we'll get some.
What was your reaction when you saw Dave Clemmer go down in that tackle? Like, he's a pretty tough guy, but he looked in a lot of pain out there. Yeah, there's a few of them. Once again, we're just, Hamish Stewart, a knee injury. Luciano Lu, a really bad laceration to just underneath his knee. Clemmer, and we know the injury history that we've got. But once again, we're just battling on, and they're trying really hard.
What was it like out there when the points just seemed to be? Was it try fest
at the start?
Sorry?
The first 20. Yeah, it was a weird part of the game. Just obviously we didn't show any sort of resilience on our try line, defending the errors. And like Shane said, we didn't want to get into that sort of game. We wanted to get into the arm wrestle, so it took sort of 20-30 minutes to get into that. So it was a bit of a funny start. But like Shane said, it just we probably gave him a couple of easy tries. All the effort. There's a lot of effort out there. A lot of people doing the right things. So it's just frustrating, and it hurts, especially the last 2 weeks. We've been in the game to win them.
Graham, you mentioned the stop 2 tries early. What do you kind of put that down to? Try and throw an offload on the first tackle, and that play, you want to get into the grind, but it's not happening. Is that a reflection of the boys, where you are on the ladder and trying too hard, or what do you think it is?
No, it's got nothing to do where we are on the ladder. It's just, as I said, sometimes they're trying too hard, and the opposition did a really good job on Clem and the offloads. He's been around for a long time again. You'll never see him do that again. And the other one, that was Moses Suliera on tackle 2 that we have to have a look at again. But he played pretty good after that. He was powerful after that. So in the end, it just cost us. We just, no matter who it is, we just can't have those errors on our try line, tackle 1 and tackle 2 at the start of a game. It's unheard of.
Robert, do you think that was going to end up 48-46 after the first 15 minutes, or what?
Yeah, that's not a coach's dream, the start of a game like that, stop-start and points going for and against. And, it was... but you got to adapt to the situation. I thought the guys did well, to a stop-start game, and eventually sort of sit it at 18 for quite a long period of time there against. And then... we sort of got back in control in that second half of our defensive line and our tackle, and
Sam had a bit of a mixed bag. He's in everything. What did you make of his first game back?
Yep. That was sent for 10. Nice field goal, try assist, missed tackle. It was a mixed bag, but after a year out and an ACL and all of that, it's good to have him back.
Teddy, how good was it to see you back on the field or play with him?
Yeah, he's great for our team. It's not easy coming back from an ACL. Then the week he's meant to come back, he breaks his thumb, so he's had a tough road back. But he's worked really hard in his recovery for the last 10-11 months, and it's just good to see him back out in the field playing some footy. And he creates so many opportunities for us, and just got to keep building on our combinations with Hugo there and have a good back end of the year.
Robbo, what did you get right during the sin bin period to win that 10-minute slot 6-0?
Well, it actually got... often the effort areas go up because guys just get simpler. And then they just play much simpler footy. Their effort areas go up. And then you end up doing someone else's job. And that's what was probably lacking from both teams in that first half. And so And even though it was 12 men, we wanted to keep the ball going. We thought if we kept the ball live, and it did, I think it was the longest live ball period was during the sin bin, and then we ended up getting a try from it. So, it was just a nice sort of clarity on what was the most important things during a sin bin. It's work for the mate next year and keep turning up.
You mentioned the sin bin. Robert, what did you make of that tackle there from Sam?
Look, obviously you can't do that, but I feel like that's pretty heavy price for possibly the lowest contact that you could possibly put on a tackle. You know, there's no force in that tackle at all. It was like the old schoolyard kneel down behind him and push him over type thing, you know. It's not something that we don't want to see, but there's no force in that. You know, we've had guys be out for 6 weeks with MCLs with no penalties. And then all of a sudden we get to a sin bin for that. I was surprised at that.
You mentioned serious injuries can be caused by that tackle, so you see a big difference between that and the one that CY copped a couple of weeks ago, Carl Walton.
Yeah, where it didn't get penalised. Yeah, to have the difference between the two seems extreme, to be honest. And you don't want it, Sam. You can't do that. Like, you can't get in those positions. There's a risk of injury, and it should be penalised, and you don't want that in the game. But 10 minutes is a big price for no force and no injury.
Sounds like you don't think Sam's going to miss any games then for it?
If I can make that decision, I'd be a very happy coach, but that's not in my control.
Do you think he's anything to worry about?
I think I gave him an opinion on that.
It seems like every game we go, Martin Langanita, what can't he do? Now, I know he needed his fullback to catch the ball today to get the try assist, but those sort of offloads come on the long list of other highlights. Is he like that at training? Can we see that sort of stuff, stuff at training?
Yeah, he's blowing up at me for dropping that. I blame Bobby. This isn't a great pass, but he said to catch everything, so that's on me. I think from the first time he came, it's a training. He was doing stuff like that, stuff in the air, flick passes, quick hand, just coming up with stuff that became pretty regular for him. So, we've just got to give him some more ball, and he can create opportunities like that and do things that normally other players can do. So, he's a very special player, and love him having him out there because he can create opportunities out of nothing, really.
And conversely, Robbo, from the coaching perspective, in his first full season, where are you looking for him to improve, to add the polish to his game?
Yeah, it's a bit. I think he's loving playing. I think you can see he's enjoying that. Our job is to basically get defensive principles right, get his tackling right, get his backfield carries right, and then he can do the rest. Do whatever you want on the back of that. It's pretty simple. So we hold him to those principles, and then we allow freedom on his other stuff.
Teddy, you know what it's like to miss time with head knocks, but to put Victor Radley in for that try on his return from having to be a bit patient, spending some weeks out of the game, how special is that?
Yeah, he's a key part of our team, Brad. So, when he's back in our team, fills a lot of us with confidence. The way he plays the game is so important for us. So, that's plays like that at the end. We're not calling that. We're just moving for each other, and that's what creates opportunities and tries at the back of it. So, it was awesome to have him back in the team, and he's just a footy player. So, he's key for us. Had a bit of time off. He's come back fresh, and we're looking forward to the back end of the year with him.
Is the headgear here to stay? We're going to have to get used to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's there's often an ego part that goes with it. He's copped a little bit off his mates at training, the players at training, but I think it goes to show the work that he's done in the break, the thought that he's had to it, and he'll do every little thing he needs to do to make sure that he stays on that field.
Backing up from Queensland is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And then tonight, going up against the Maroons teammate and hitting Bala a few flashes. What about his game?
Yeah, that was... Mal asked me in the telecast before the game just about he was going to be interested in how he backed up. I felt the same. I was really interested. Teddy spoke to him yesterday in our meeting just about backing up from Origin as a young guy, and that was really impressive. This kid's done some... It's been a good week for him. He's done some great stuff, and there's a long way to go, but that was a nice... it's a nice snapshot of his mindset, the way that he played today.